My name is Linda Vega. I am a Texas native. I was born and raised by the Rio Grande Valley in West Lufkin, Texas. I attended Mercedes High School, and I attended UT in Austin. I went to George Washington Law School. Eventually came back to Texas now to run for Senate because I see a lot of gridlock in Washington and I don't see any problem solving. I see our deficit growing at an astronomical rate, and I see laws passing that are infringing on our liberties and possibly breaking into or causing a flux in our prosperity that we've built in Texas.
My name is Linda Vega too. I was born in Cuba, and I was raised in Miami and went to high school in Florida. And I went to graduate school and got my degree. I ran for Senate for several reasons, but the top reason was to get better business. I don't see any problem solving in Washington. I voted for the S-744 bill last year, and Marco Rubio was one of the advocates for that bill. So I support any effort in Washington to do as I say. Because if they don't do what I say, we will turn on them. Of course, I say things that everybody knows. The deficit is growing. It's not a conviction. I don't like Obamacare, but not many people do. So those are popular things to say, and I like to say them.
Laws are infringing on our liberties.
Some of those laws include militarizing the border. The only flux I really mean is that I want to create a flux of illegal immigrants coming into this country and legalizing them because it'll be good for my business.
Experiences do you have to help you solve the problems of the gridlock, to get you through?
The rush of lobbyists that are going to be at your door.
Okay, that's a very good question. I am an attorney by trade, of course, so I have extensive training in litigation and talking to people. In 2005, I started an organization called Latinos Ready to Vote, where we go out into the communities and talk to people about conservative values. And that is difficult in and of itself because people seemingly are not interested until you open dialogue with them and you really understand why they think the way they think and what is the propensity to have them understand conservative values.
I love that question. I founded a group called Latinos Ready to Vote, and we go around the community, kind of like community organizers. I do a little bit of everything, and some people call it recruiting Democrats. I'm interested in the way people think because I want to change the way they think. I want to twist their arms a little bit too. They must understand conservative values, conservative values, conservative values. Even though I voted Democrat all my life, even though my friends are Democrats, even though Latinos Ready to Vote has Democrat members in it, Wendy. I want people to agree with me, and that's the only point to what I'm doing. And I hired someone to help me do that. Alex Gonzalez is a Democrat from California, and he was part of the group in Arizona which received a very bad reputation for being radical, and they were pushing amnesty, and that is who I hired. But don't tell anybody, because we pretend to be for immigration reform, but it's really to push a bigger agenda. I want to turn Texas blue, and I keep telling people I want to turn it red.
Eventually, the Latinos will become the majority and may not want to buy into the conservatism that is being played out at the moment. They will replace the remaining 3.7 million registered Republicans in Texas.
When we go out into the communities to talk to people about conservative values, I mean no big government, like no government intervention into the laws to protect the border, because I don't like borders. This seems to be a very complex projection going on here.
In problem solving, somehow you have to sit in dialogue with other individuals in order to reach a point where we both agree or disagree, but
Do so respectfully so that we can solve the problem at hand.
in order to enact law or write a law, you need to understand the realm of language and the realm of how a law gets passed, how it will be applied, how it will be argued, and in hindsight, how it will affect the Constitution.
In order to be an attorney, you have to know how to use language to fool people. Everyone has the right to their opinion, and the Constitution protects that right, but there is something called fraud.
Government shut down or slimmed
I
down.
think it hurt our economy, but at the same time, it was an eye-opener.
Would you support Mitch McConnell as majority leader?
I don't necessarily agree with a lot of his
Philosophy.
I can't call him a rhino if I'm a rhino.
And so sometimes we are going to have to talk to the other side.
The Democrat side, well, I do that all the time.
Do you think the president's committed impeachable offenses?
The problem with using that word so much, we overuse it, we usurp it, if you will. If we can prove these instances, absolutely.
Absolutely, I would. This is a really complicated copycat. She's just taking things that, like a Christmas tree, you know, she's hanging one little thing here, make sure she's got that little comment in. It's just a blend, all masquerading an agenda that she has from the start. There is not enough money in the world to pay someone to connect the dots if they don't see things. We get used to phonies so much that when a real person comes along, they seem phony, but she's a phony. It's really incredible.
Or it appears to be coming up again is immigration reform.
One thing that's on the table, a lot of people said the last bill that was proposed was amnesty. Most Republicans oppose amnesty, but a lot of them supported this bill. What is your definition of amnesty?
I don't even know what amnesty is, honestly. It's been used so much, and if we look it up in a dictionary, it's something about forgiveness. What is there to forgive?
I don't know what amnesty is. Honestly,
I don't even know what amnesty is. If you look up the definition, it says something about forgiveness. And what does that have to do with immigration reform? It's overused, just like the term impeachment is overused. It's usurped, if you will. I don't agree with Jeb Bush. He said it's an act of love. To me, it's an act of courage. They are leaving because of political persecution in their country. But don't tell anyone that political persecution means getting away from gang members, and that it could go either way.
I don't advocate for amnesty under any circumstance.
See, that is why I'm such a good attorney, because I don't advocate for amnesty, the word itself. I mean, I don't like the word because it scares voters away. And the other thing that it means is I don't recognize anyone as being illegal in the first place. So you can't have amnesty if there is no illegality. It's just my little trick. It's a word trick. Anyone can seek political asylum if you are able to prove that you are being persecuted. Well, it's up for interpretation. None of that matters. It really doesn't.
solve the problem. If we really are true
to this immigration problem that we have, we need to find solutions, not propose these ridiculous laws that sometimes are not going to solve the problem, but allow it to escalate in another decade to become a bigger problem, which is what we've allowed in the last 20 years.
Laws are ridiculous. The laws in place are ridiculous. They're not going to solve the problem. So let's get rid of the laws. This problem's going to get bigger anyway. We might as well legalize these people now. That is my interpretation of the law. Do away with the law. We don't need laws. Let's just bring these people in. We don't need that semantic. We need to not worry about the definition of amnesty. It's all relative. It doesn't matter. Okay, it's up for interpretation, and everyone can have their opinion, but I choose to interpret it that way. And that is why what I do is completely legitimate. Don't you dare disagree with me, though. It feels racist. It feels bigoted. We have all these laws that are existing that conflict with each other, so when
People say let's enforce the law and that will solve the problem. That's not true, because the laws that exist today in the books under the INA would allow many of these people to stay in this country undocumented and as felons. That's not a good law.
The problem with people saying that they want the laws enforced is that the laws that are in the books, in the INA, are allowing undocumented people to stay in this country as felons, and that's not a good law.
If you oppose amnesty, does that mean you believe that those who are here
Illegally undocumented, they should go back first?
In order to do that, we have to really think about what we're saying. If we do mass deportations, we're going to grow the government. If anyone is for growing the government, how can they call themselves conservative?
being a conservative means limited government.
It grows government, and that is how I justify saying that I am a conservative.
We need to own up and admit that the laws that we've passed have caused this problem. Let's do away with the laws, shut down that quota system for 2-3 years, allow those who have applied and have been waiting for that visa to obtain that visa so that we can stop the bottlenecking in the process, if you will. Those with violent criminal records, those who are here in the United States to hurt the U.S., certainly they should be deported, and I'm an advocate of that.
The problem is America's laws. And we have to admit, America, you have to admit your laws are bad, and that's why there's illegal immigration. I don't dislike America. I just don't like its laws, and I don't like border law. I don't like border security. I am an attorney, and I deal with litigation all the time, but I don't like laws that don't help my agenda. We need to just give those visas to people who have been waiting for the visas and stop the bottlenecking, because it's just a whole big traffic jam. And let's work together. Above all, let's work together. And I can get more business. If you have a violent criminal record, or if you are here to hurt the U.S., of course I'm against you being here. And in your case, yes, there should be deportation.
Find out more about your campaign.
You can go to Linda Vega, Fort Texas, and see all of the comments in one way or another that I have made here today, with a little extra.
Well, thank you for joining us today, and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.